Okay, what's going on YouTube? Huda here, and I had a request for me to explain kind of what's going through my head when I'm playing PvP. And I mean, I actually kind of enjoyed making this video, honestly, kind of recording over me playing. And so yeah, let's get started. So first off, in PvP, one of the main things you need to be aware of is your freaking radar. I've seen so many people that I just get hard scoping that don't know what's going on. Also, you need to get to the choke points fairly quickly so you can kind of outgun the people when they start to show up. If you look in the video right here, I'm pushing up to this choke point right here to see if I can get a couple snipes at the beginning. I mean, I kind of whiffed because I wasn't aware of my surroundings, but, you know, whatever. But, yeah, you got to get up to those choke points. They're usually fairly easy. Choke points, for those of you that don't know, is where all the contention happens. In Rift, it would be wherever the spark comes and spawns. In Control, it's usually the control points. And that's kind of what's hard about Clash, is that there's no real definite choke points there. It's wherever people, you know, choose to start fighting. And so that's kind of my number one tip, is choke points and radar. Tip number two, map awareness. I mean, I've gotten out of so many things. I mean, right there, that was kind of retarded. I mean, I didn't know where I was. I let him kill me because, I mean, you know, he was shotgunning. But if you don't know the maps, you're not going to know where you're going. You're not going to know your escape routes. You're not going to be able to, you know, get out of tight situations. A lot of people, you know, say to me, you know, how do you get out of these tight situations? It's because I'm aware of the map. That was a nice shot. But, it's because I know where the map is. I mean, I know that, like, right here, if I needed to run away, I'd run up and to the right into that little corridor. But for some reason, I'm pushing him with a sniper. That was smart. But you see right here, I went to the diagonal since I knew there was that wall right there. So if you know your escape routes, then you're going to get out of situations that people don't necessarily know to get out of. Another thing is getting to know your loadout. Oh, by the way, a great way to get to know the maps now, since Destiny inputted private matches, is you can just load in, find all these different places, nooks that you can go and hide yourself in, stuff like that. But another really important thing when it comes to PvP is knowing your loadout and limits. Like, I know that I can quickscope. So, I mean, if I'm in a narrow hallway and somebody runs in, I instantly know I have the advantage. I usually win those gunfights just because I can quick scope a body shot if I really have to hit a body shot, or I can quick scope him to the head. And if I hit him with body, I usually finish him with a melee. And yeah, know your layout. I usually run, I'm a main Titan, so with my Titan I usually run as a Juggernaut with a sniper, which is an interesting loadout for some people. But you also have to know your playstyle. I've been a sniper at heart since I very first started playing this game. It's always been what I love to do, and I adapted, and it really helps to know your playstyle and to know your limits and to what you can do. I know that I'm not the best at those long distance snipes. See, I just semi-quick scoped him right there. And, you know, other people ask me, you know, when do I know to switch from my special to my primary? What's a good situation to push? What's a good situation to kind of hang back and be conservative? Knowing Destiny, you're really okay to push at any time, especially if you're in like a big open space where you can just kind of run around. You can be free to jump, Titan skate, Juggernaut, Twilight Garrison, whatever you want to do. And so I have a lot of people that complain about hard scoping to me too. It was a nice quick scope. But, you know, they'll be like, Huda, why are you always hard scoping? And, you know, whatever gets the job done, in my opinion, kill's a kill. I mean, I hate to say that for shotgun, but that right there, that was a kill. It counted. There's nothing I can take away from him. And so yeah, get your kills as best way you can. That's how I started getting, and that was a crappy spawn. Look at that. But you know, I mean, it really depends on what you like to do. I know a lot of people who are super aggressive, who sprint right into situations where they are for sure gonna die, but somehow they get out of it. And I know people that can snipe with their shotgun, for that matter. But, you know, if you know your playstyle, you know your boundaries, and, you know, it's just kind of that. But another really, really important thing is knowing how to use your primary, because a lot of the time when you get caught off guard with a shotgun, you're on a defensive shotgun, somebody's rushing you, you pull out your shotgun, you don't one tap him, let's say, you need to finish him with your primary. A lot of people just kind of try to get that extra shotgun shot in, but they don't have enough time, and so I end up killing them. You really need to know when to use your primary and when to use your shotgun. That's really what I complain about with this game most, is you have the people who don't use a primary. I mean, it's ridiculous, and if they did, then they would be much better players. But for instance, this map, it's very open on the outside, but there's also the closed quarter inside. So I know that if I'm gonna snipe, I can snipe out here. I'm safe to snipe out here. I just ran into 5 guys. That was embarrassing. I lived. But yeah, you have to know where you can go. Like, this dude obviously doesn't know where he's going, and I missed a double melee, but whatever. That was interesting. But yeah, my next tip for you guys is you have to play objectively. The people who win games are the people who defend their spark runner, or the people that defend the zones. In Clash, I mean, kill people, but I mean, I guess that's the point of all the games too. Especially in like a 3v3 skirmish, revive your teammates. It's 50 points for that. I mean, 50 points could come in clutch later in the game. You never know. But yeah, and so let me know if you guys want to see more of this, because I could very well turn this into a series on how to snipe, you know, when to snipe, how I snipe for that matter. And one of my biggest questions I get is, how do you defend your kill streaks? Because in a video the other day, I think I went on like 215s or something like that, and people are sitting there, you know, how did you do that? How did you not die? And for that matter, it's honestly just playing passively instead of rushing into stupid situations. It's going all back to knowing your radar, when to rush, when to stay back. And I mean, I've never been the greatest at this, but staying with your teammates also really helps, because the teams that are most successful are the teams that stay together. And I mean, that's kind of what your radar is for. You can see where your teammates are at. Like, I can see up there, some guy just died up there, so there's obviously an enemy up there. If you guys didn't see it, sorry, that was kind of hard to follow. But yeah, you have to kind of adapt. You know, you got your basic answers, you know, practice, and all that stuff. But honestly, I mean, some of the greatest people in this game are the people that will play a good game and then they'll stop playing and they'll analyze it, see what they did good. And I mean, that's what I do. I go and try to look through a game. Like, I watched this game before I recorded it, just so I could see what I did good, what I did wrong. And honestly, these weren't the best games, but I mean, this is kind of just gameplay in the background for you guys to watch while you hear me talk. But if you go and analyze your gameplay also and see what you did wrong and see what you did right, you'll see, man, that always happens. I'm looking at that door and they come out the second I unscope, you know? But anyway, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but there are little tips and tricks towards the PvP maps. Like, that door, it flashed when it was about to open. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but that's a little bit of a pro tip. And yeah, So once again, tell me if you guys want to see more of this. I can definitely do more of this. I had a lot of fun doing this video, actually. And, you know, like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps support the channel. We're almost to 30 subs already, which is crazy. I honestly thought I would hit 30 after a few months, but it's only been a couple of weeks and I'm already almost there. So I just want to thank you guys for the support, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.